Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I just woke up a few minutes ago, actually earlier than I expected to be awake, honestly. It's already 12:03, but that's still earlier than I expected to be awake right now. But today I'm starting my Optavia 5-in-1 optimal weight plan, and so I wanted to take y'all along with me on my first day of being on program so that y'all can see what it's like if you are thinking about starting Optavia and are curious about what it's like whenever you first get started. So I'm gonna go get my starting weight and then I'm going to make my first fueling for the day. I just finished filling up my first glass of water for the day and making my first fueling. I decided to go with the chocolate shake because I heard that's really good and I feel like I will like it, so I figure let's go ahead and try it out. It's pretty good. It has a little bit of an interesting taste. I can't really place what it is, but it's not quite what I was expecting. It's the consistency that I was expecting, but the flavor's a little bit different than I thought it was going to be, but it is pretty good. So I'm going to drink the rest of this and set my alarms for when I'm supposed to eat the rest of the day, and then I'll catch up with y'all in a little bit. Here is fueling number 2. I made some mashed potatoes. I'm actually in my disaster of a room right now because my dad got home early and I don't want to disturb him, but I wanted to make sure I recorded a clip for y'all for my video. So I'm gonna go ahead and try these out and then I'll go back in there and hang out with him. Okay, here we go. Okay, those are really good. I really like those. I mean, you know, they're instant potatoes, so they're not like the best thing ever, but I am very happy with these. These are the garlic mashed potatoes, and I will definitely be eating these a lot, and I will definitely be getting these in future boxes because I like them. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my fueling. I already finished my first glass of water, which is about 30 ounces, so I have a little bit over one more to go, and then I will have my water done for today. I mean, I'm not going to stop there. If I still want more, then I'm going to drink more, but I am almost halfway to having the minimum. So it's been a few hours since I had my lean and green. I had some chicken and green beans for dinner. It was a bit of a struggle to figure out what we were doing. I was trying to help my dad figure out what to do to make sure I was eating the right stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing either, so it was kind of a struggle. But I went ahead and ate that, and it is about 2.5 hours later, so it is time for my next fueling, and I am going to have the decadent chocolate brownie with Greek yogurt chips. I am very excited about this one, and I wanted to make sure to try it on the very first day because I've heard amazing things about it. So that is what I'm getting ready to make right now. Here is the brownie heated up. I heated up my brownie and let it sit for a couple minutes like it said to. And now let's try it out. The flavor is really good. It's very dry, and I don't think that's necessarily at fault of the brownie. I think that is probably just because when I was trying to measure the water, I probably spilled more than I realized. And so I probably don't have the exact amount that it called for. So I think that's probably why, but even as is, the flavor is really good. It could just maybe use a little bit more water. We currently have a mess of Optavia boxes all over the counter because I've been just keeping them in the box that they came in for the time being because we don't know where we're gonna put them. But I'm dog sitting tomorrow, and so I didn't want to be figuring out what fuelings I would be taking with me at like 8 something in the morning. So I figured I'd do that tonight, but to figure out what I wanted meant taking stuff out of the box. So there's a few things still in here, but I took a lot out just so I could figure out what I want. And I think I have 4 picked out. I may not need all 4 while I'm there, but just in case. I'm gonna clean up my mess. All right, on to fueling number 4. It's about 11 o'clock at night now. And I am going to have the chocolate fudge pudding mix. So I'm gonna get ready to make this. I think what I'm gonna do is like actually make it and then stick it in the fridge for like just a couple minutes, 3 or 4 minutes or so, and then eat it because I've heard it's good after being in the fridge for just a couple minutes. So I have a little bit of extra time before I actually reach 3 hours since I have my alarm set for 2.5. So since I have extra time, I am gonna do that, and I will show that to y'all once it's ready to go. Here is what it looks like now that I've stirred it for a little while. I have not put it in the fridge yet, but since I have a fork and I plan on eating this with a spoon, I figured I'd go ahead and try what's on the fork now with y'all, and then also try it again after it's been in the fridge for like just a couple minutes and let y'all know what I think then. Here we go. That tastes really good. I think I need to mix it a little bit more, but the flavor is really good. I really like that. That is delicious. It has been in the fridge for about 5 minutes now. While that was in the fridge, I also finished my 3rd glass of water. So this is now about 90 ounces of water for the day, I believe. So I'm definitely above the minimum amount of 64, but let's go ahead and try this out. Yeah, that's good too. I think I like it a little bit better after it's been in the fridge for a couple minutes, but even without putting it in the fridge, it still tastes really good. I think so far this and the brownie are my 2 favorite fuelings that I've had. It is time for my 5th and final fueling of the day, and I'm going to be having the drizzled chocolate fudge crisp bar. I'm not really a big fan of bars, at least in my
past experiences, the texture is just weird to me, but the flavor of this one sounds good, and it's late and I have to get up early tomorrow, so I'm going to just have a bar so that I can get ready for bed quicker. Here is what the bar looks like. Doesn't look too bad. I figured I would go ahead and show it because I feel like a lot of the videos that I've seen, they don't show what the bars actually look like, and to me that's important. So I wanted to make sure I showed it to y'all.
Okay, so the flavor is pretty good. As I expected, I'm not a huge fan of the texture. It's actually a better texture than most bars that I've had throughout my life. So it's actually not too bad. I probably will order these again because they're quick and easy and the flavor's pretty good. But I'm still not a huge fan of bars. But I'm glad I at least know that I don't mind having these. Well, there we go. Day 1 is officially in the books. I have had all 5 of my fuelings and my 1 lean and green meal. I also had about 150 ounces of water, so we are definitely good on that. I would say my biggest challenge today was actually just being hungry. I found myself getting hungry typically an hour to an hour and a half before it was time for me to have my next fueling. That was pretty regular today, almost every time. I don't think it was quite every time, but it was pretty close to it. So that was my main challenge for today, which I've heard is pretty common on day 1. I expected this because I eat a lot of food, and so while I'm eating more often right now, I'm still eating less than I normally would, I feel like. And so I expected to be hungry today, but I definitely can attest to the hunger on day 1. I did have a headache, but I have a headache almost every day, so that is very normal. It would have been more unusual if I didn't have a headache today. Energy-wise, I'm about the same as usual, which is pretty low energy, but not really any lower than usual. I believe I've heard that day 2 is typically worse than day 1, so a little nervous to see how tomorrow goes. But I will be documenting tomorrow as well, so y'all will get to see how day 2 goes for me. I forgot to mention this morning because I was half asleep, but my starting measurements were 43.5 for my waist, 16.5 for my arms, more specifically my left bicep, 26 for my left thigh, 44.5 for my chest, and 50.5 for my hips. I will also include some before pictures that my mom took of me yesterday so that y'all can see that. Also, I recorded this morning, but I don't know how easily you could see the scale. So my starting weight as of this morning was 212.8 pounds. But I am going to go ahead and end this video so that I can finish getting ready for bed to start off a very early day tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and consider clicking the bell to enable notifications. Do not forget how amazing, beautiful, wonderful, and loved you are, and I will see y'all in my next video tomorrow. Bye!